Answering questions from kids can be very dangerous, but I've decided to brave those waters today, so take it away.
So we're going to ask you a few questions about the American Mural Project. So my question is, what inspired you to become a doctor?
My father is a physician, and I would go to the hospital with him, and I have to scurry as fast as I could to keep up with him because he'd walk so quickly through the halls. And I would see him walk into patients' rooms and do things to them, sometimes uncomfortable things, but they were always so happy, so joyful to see him. And I realized what he was really giving them was hope. That's really what it's all about. Hope is not just getting the right diagnosis, it's making sense of what's happening in your life. So I realized that if I wasn't a doctor, I wouldn't really understand how our bodies worked, and how could I live my life not understanding how my body or your body worked? So as I went down the educational path that you're all pursuing now, and I started studying sciences and biology, and I got more and more fascinated by it. So I realized it was the right job for me. Plus I love looking in people's eyes and seeing them sort of brighten up as they realize there's something between us that we can talk about that might make them feel better about life.
Okay, so you said your father inspired you to be a doctor. So who or what inspired you to go into other fields or pursue other careers?
So I've always thought about medicine as my calling, what I would do for the rest of my life. My wife, who's really the brains of the operation, doesn't always agree with me. And so I would come home at night and lament the fact that many of the people that I was taking care of didn't seem to know some of the basic things about their own bodies. They hadn't read the textbooks I had read in med school. And for that reason, I was taking a bandsaw and opening their chests up to do heart surgery when they could have just changed their diet, for example, and not needed the operation at all. And this happened with really young people. It was a 25-year-old Latino girl, I remember, 25 years old, who needed bypass surgery. And after the operation, she was celebrating with her husband with these two cute little kids. And they brought her a hamburger, fries, and a big soft drink. And I thought, my goodness, I failed completely. I may have saved her life today with the operation, but I didn't teach her what she needed to do to live better longer. And so I began dabbling in television, just because I realized that if people, when they're sitting at home, and inviting me into their living room, could learn a bit about what they can do to make their lives better, it'd be more effective than me doing 10,000 more heart operations.
So, speaking about careers, why did you choose to become a TV host? As you said, you did mention this, but why did you become a TV host instead of just staying in the doctor profession?
Being in television offers a lot of opportunities. There's some disadvantages. I can't talk to everybody individually, but I can get to millions of people at once and share things, insights, ideas, hopes, some wisdom that I think everyone would benefit from. And I often think about society as though we were in a little village, because iconically we really are. And in little villages 100 years ago, 500 years ago, for all of human history, there was always a leader, there was a military person, but there was, a religious person, but there was always a healer there too, who could play a role and offer you a quiet place to have a conversation about what was happening in your life. They couldn't always make you better, but they could make you feel valued. And so in television, I have the opportunity to put things on the radar screen so you know what to pay attention to. I can get folks to act differently towards, whether they're gonna buy yogurt or not, which is nice because you can actually support movements. But most importantly, people can sit in their living room and say, you know what, I matter. I just learned something today that makes me a better person, and I can change my life for the better because of that. And that's what a healer does. I don't want to always heal with steel. There are other ways you can heal people.
How has your journey been like from being a doctor to a TV host?
The journey is remarkably similar. If you think about surgery and being on a talk show like we are now, in surgery, I'm in the middle, but there's lots of crazy things happening around me that are really important. I've got nurses who are preparing all the instruments and cleaning them. I've got anesthesiologists putting the patient to sleep, I hope, or else I can't operate on them. I've got people running heart-lung machines to keep the body alive while the heart's stopped. I've got lots of things, orderlies and lighting guys and everything. But on the set, you think, well, that's not even related. Well, actually it is. In the operating room, I need to keep an area of calm in the middle. Same in a talk show. I need to keep an area of calm where we are right now, but look around. We've got lighting people and cameras and directors and graphics and all these things that you even here are already present, but there's lots of things behind the scenes that have to be done correctly as well. And all that works, except if I don't keep that quiet sense of calm and meaning right in the middle, then none of it matters. And all of us, both in the operating room and on the talk show, are completely focused on that very small little area where true change happens. Because actually, at its very core, I'm in the change business, right? We all are. We want to make things happen. The American Mural Project is about change. And so to make change happen, a meaningful change, you actually have to start doing things that can allow it to occur, and you have to make it very clear and crisp, and that wisdom has to sing through your words.
We all know that you're a very busy guy. Has there been any difficulties in filming the Dr. Oz show?
I'm busy. We're all busy. And there are difficulties sometimes, but let me just give you one little insight that might be valuable to you as you go through your education. It's really not about the management of your time. It's about the management of your energy. If the things you do make you feel excited about doing what's next, you're going to do what's next, right? No one gets overwhelmed playing video games, right? Or whatever you like to do. If you really adore it and enjoy it and it gives you energy, then you're managing your chi, that energy flow correctly, you'll keep going forever. So I always think of it that way. Even if I'm working long hours, if every once in a while I'm getting rejuvenated, then I feel better about the process, and the show does that for me all the time. Nicely done. Very proud of you guys. Study hard. And give your parents a hard time so they know that you love them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.